I think everyone understands that seafront and coastal living, the weather conditions will be quite exposed, but I think until you've really been involved in a project on the seafront and understood every parts of wind blowing in at 100 kilometres an hour horizontal and standing there and appreciating how that really works, you don't fully understand it. We're in western suburbs of Adelaide, which is sort of on the seaside of Adelaide, which is pretty sought after location. The style of building is a top-end 5-star retirement living building. So it's designed for people over the age of 55 to sort of move on to that next stage of life where they want to downsize, but still have a really, really nice apartment and sort of probably get that community style living. There was two main challenges on the building. Obviously in the retirement living, everything is about having flush transitions. So we had to come up with a drain system, and the AWS flow-through drain seemed to be the perfect product. There was a 600 water rating that needed to be achieved across all sliding doors and windows. So we went back to the team back at AWS and said, look, this is what they want to use, the flow-through drain, but we really need to get 600 water. What you've got it tested for at the moment is only probably 300 to 350. So the boys went away, extruded the new 70mm seal, which increases the performance of the sliding door, and got a drain design. And then they took all that to New Zealand, the test rigs, and got a big pass. We went from a standard 55mm outlet on the drain to a 90mm outlet on the drain, so which is a bit more of a standard stormwater arrangement. So it obviously can shed more water from the door system faster, and also the drain was a bit wider and deeper in its profile to get the desired wind pressures and ratings that we needed. Quite technical, the drain installs, because we had to be puddle flanges put into the balcony first and waterproof, which is a bit more of a plumbing detail, but we took that on as well because it just, it was going to work better with the continuity of the project and time-wise. Then got the plumbers to come and check we'd done it correctly, waterproofed all of those, put the grouts in, put all the self-levelling in before we could put the sliding doors in. So, and then I guess we had a bit of a QA process in to make sure that all the boxes were ticked there, because it's a pretty critical part to make sure that no water's going to come down from the balcony above to below. So the drain part of the job was quite technical, but it then set the rest of the project up, because once they were in, we could then put the doors in and then run windows continuously around the rest of the building. The one thing the architect was really mindful with the design is, one, obviously getting some contrast in the windows, but to try and keep the window systems continuous as possible, because obviously with less breaks in the window system means there's less joints across the building, which means less chance of water penetration. So the actual outer skin of the building on most levels is actually window, where the window will actually run past the internal walls of the building. We use colour back glass externally, so you can't see the internal walls, so the actual window is a fully sealed system. The way the windows were designed, they wanted some really, really big awning sashes and open windows that didn't change the facade look too much. So that meant we had to go away and get an awning sash that was 2.1 high by 1200 wide, that was also going to get the 600 water performance. And then obviously here with the high winds as well, we've got a lot of issues with suction off of the building and those sorts of things. So we need to use the dual side latching with the 2-point dual chain winder. The other part of the awning sash that was quite demanding was that it's about an 85 kilo awning sash because it's double glazed. So we had to use the dedicated 466 head and seal of the awning window suite, because there was no awning stays available in the market that were going to be strong enough. So the dedicated head and seal seemed to work really, really well. We even made a mock-up in our factory and it sat there for about 6 months, sort of before the project was being built and through the project, just to make sure that there was no twisting or, breaking down of the sash joints themselves over that period. The result's been, really, really good. So we've had, 2 or 3 really big storm fronts come through the build process, and then obviously also once the apartment's been handing over, and it's been holding up to the conditions really well.